Hello, and welcome to HBM's Crypto-Corner for Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. We have quite a few things to talk about, so let's get started. You guys may remember about 3 weeks to a month ago, I discussed how a certain community in Pennsylvania was looking to have Bigfoot declared their official cryptid. Well, it has happened. Bigfoot has been declared official cryptid of Pennsylvania community, that being Derry Township, or Derry Borough. Bigfoot has yet another American locale that it can call home as the Pennsylvania community has named the legendary creature their official cryptid. The delightful designation was reportedly made this past Tuesday by way of a proclamation issued by Grant Nicely, mayor of Derry Borough. In addition to bestowing the lofty title to Bigfoot, the decree also declares the community to be a Sasquatch sanctuary where it is now illegal to harm or capture the beloved creature. Much like Skamania County, Washington. The announcement is not altogether surprising, as earlier this summer, local officials indicated they were considering various ways to embrace Bigfoot as a way of putting Derry Borough on the proverbial paranormal map. To that end, the newly issued proclamation provided the community with a new nickname, designating it as the Gateway to the Mysterious Chestnut Ridge, which is a region of Pennsylvania renowned for its rich history of high strangeness. So, Derry Township, or Derry Borough, I should say. Pretty neat little designation. Much like Willow Creek is the gateway to Bigfoot country, this is the gateway to Chestnut Ridge, to the mysterious Chestnut Ridge. Only time will tell if it's profitable for them as well. But hey, if they can attract tourist dollars by being a Bigfoot sanctuary, more power to them. Here's one. Video: mysterious heartbeat sound detected by hydrophone deployed at Loch Ness. Let's check it out. So, was that the heartbeat of perhaps Nessie? It's a good question. Using a hydrophone to detect sounds within Loch Ness, researchers picked up a peculiar pulse that they have likened to a heartbeat. According to a local media report, the intriguing findings were made earlier this month by Alan McKenna of the group Loch Ness Exploration, which frequently conducts on-site investigations at the famed location. On this particular occasion, they deployed a hydrophone, which is a device designed to record underwater sounds. Indicating they deployed the hydrophone to a depth of around 100 feet, he marveled that we started to pick up a strange sound. McKenna went on to describe the noise as a rhythmic pulse or heartbeat. However, he was quick to stress that I'm merely using that as a description rather than outright suggesting that they may have heard the legendary cryptid's actual heartbeat. Be that as it may, McKenna mused that we've no idea what was causing this sound, but it's very interesting. Well, I mean, who knows what it was? Obviously, even the individual from Loch Ness Exploration is saying, well, I really don't know what it was, to be quite honest. There's a possibility it could have been Nessie's heartbeat, but then again, it could have been something else. We really don't know for sure. At least the guy was honest about it and said that he didn't really know for sure. It's not like he came out and said, oh yeah, we've got Nessie's heartbeat right here. No, he was honest about it and said, I really don't know what we've got. So that's pretty refreshing to have honesty like that. Be skeptical. Keep your skepticals on, as the late Ray Crow used to say. Watch. Lake Champlain monster filmed by drone? Well, this must be it right here. It's on the right hand side of the screen. Right in here. The makers of a movie about Lake Champlain monster captured some curious drone footage of an odd anomaly they believe could be the legendary aquatic creature. But not everyone agrees with their fantastic assessment. The tantalizing scene was reportedly discovered by Richard Rossi and Kelly Tabor as they were doing post-production work on their forthcoming fictional film, Lucy and the Lake Monster. While reviewing some drone footage shot at Lake Champlain, the pair were stunned to see a peculiar submerged shape that seemed to resemble some kind of sizable creature lurking just beneath the surface of the water. Oh, this is interesting. Katie Elizabeth, who's a friend of mine on Facebook, she reached out to Coast with doubts about the duo's determination. By way of a still shot from the clip, she suggested that it was likely filmed near the Champlain Bridge, where she has previously done extensive study. During my many drone deployments in this area, she observed, it is evident that there are a few large rocks and sand mounds in this location, which are visible just below the surface of the water and could account for the quote-unquote creature seen in the footage. Yeah, that's always a possibility. I don't know. I mean, it appeared to be moving, but could it have been the drone moving? Could it have been something else? It's entirely possible it was something else. I'm not questioning Katie Elizabeth's analysis. She has done quite a bit of work at Lake Champlain. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was something more mundane anyhow. That would not be a shocker to me. That would not be surprising at all. So, what do y'all think? Leave your comments below and tell me what you guys think of what that could be. I mean, it appeared to be moving, but with water that moves, it's really hard to determine anything about it, to be quite honest. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Archaic human hobbits were even shorter than we thought. 700,000-year-old teeth and bone reveal. A new analysis of teeth and a bone found on an Indonesian island revealed that hobbits were more than 2 inches shorter than we thought. The Mata Meng humerus fragment left shown at the same scale as the humerus of Homo floresiensis from Liang Bua. Early hominins, known colloquially as hobbits, may have been shorter than scientists thought, a new analysis of teeth and bones has revealed. The 700,000-year-old fossilized remains belong to Homo floresiensis, an extinct species of exceedingly small humans that once inhabited Flores, an island south of mainland Indonesia, according to a study published Tuesday, August 6th, in the journal Nature Communications. The new research may shed light on when Homo floresiensis first evolved its diminutive height. Acquiring a large body and large brain and becoming clever is not necessarily our destiny, lead author Yosuke Kaifu, a professor at the University Museum of the University of Tokyo, told Live Science in an email. Depending on the natural environment, there were diverse ways of evolution not only for animals in general but also for humans. Until recently, it was thought that Homo floresiensis stood 3 feet 2 inches, 1 meter tall on average. However, this new research shows that the species, which is an offshoot of Homo erectus, was 2.4 inches, 6 centimeters shorter on average, according to a statement. Homo erectus is an extinct human lineage that lived between 2 million and 250,000 years ago and had similar body sizes to modern humans. Prior to this study, the smallest known Homo floresiensis bones were found at Liang Bua, a cave on Flores located south of Manta Mang, where the new remains were found. So a very interesting development about the quote-unquote hobbits. Very good, very cool stuff. Here is a, you might say, a late book review from Malcolm Smith, who is an author and cryptozoologist, of When Roger Met Patty, which is, the book's been out for 10 years. It's entirely possible he may have just now gotten around to reading it. But hey, better late than never. It's an excellent book. I highly recommend Bill Munns's book for certain. In October 1967, Roger Patterson rode into the area of Bluff Creek, California, hoping to film a Bigfoot, and he did. This was just 9 years after the whole concept of Bigfoot had been publicized by the appearance of some remarkable footprints at Bluff Creek and by John Green's discussions on the Sasquatch in Canada. What incredible good fortune. And nothing like this has been filmed since. Yes, especially since the advent of digital photography and phone cameras, innumerable films purporting to show such a creature have surfaced, but nothing of this clarity. Now, my only thing is he calls the Patterson-Gimlin film the Patterson-Gimli film. I thought Gimli was a character in Lord of the Rings. It's Gimlin, not Gimli. That's the only correction I would make to Mr. Smith. Other than that, I mean, it seems to be a pretty solid book review. To give its official title and Patty the whimsical name of its subject has been the focus of intense controversy ever since. Even its detractors admit that if it is a hoax, it is a very good one. But could it really just be a man in gorilla suit, and if it was, how was it made? Or is it really possible that such a creature could actually exist, and if so, that Patterson was one of the luckiest documentary makers in history? Fortunately, now an expert has entered into the fray. It just basically goes into a history of Bill Munns and into the film. and just basically his review. I guess he gives a good review. So, hey, like I say, better late than never. Like I said, he may have just come around to it. He may have just started. He may have just read the book. It's like it took him a while to come around to it, but I'm glad he did. I'm glad he reviewed it. Good review. Is that Yeti hair real? Maine's Cryptozoology Museum will make you wonder. The sign and interest to the International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland, Maine. That carving is by Snuffy DiStefano, who is a wood carver extraordinaire, chainsaw carver extraordinaire, if you ask me. He's great. He does a great job with his carvings. Pioneering the curious field of cryptozoology since the 1960s is Lauren Coleman, a longtime boing boing friend whose name is synonymous with the search for cryptids, creatures like Yeti, Bigfoot, and lake monsters, whose existence is yet to be confirmed by mainstream science. At the International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland, Maine, you can see Coleman's massive collection, a treasure trove of specimens, replicas, and artifacts that bring cryptozoology to life. The museum's exhibits are a mix of the fantastical and the scientific, including Crookston Bigfoot, an impressive 8.5 tall sculpture weighing 300 pounds, representing one of the most famous cryptids. Life-size coelacanth. A fiberglass model of the coelacanth, which was once thought to be extinct, is the only life-size replica of the first specimen discovered in 1938 displayed in North America. P.T. Barnum's Fiji Mermaid, a replica of the famous hoax that claimed to be a mermaid, showcasing the intersection of myth and entertainment. Cryptid hair samples. The museum houses actual hair samples attributed to various cryptids, including the abominable snowman and Bigfoot. Yeti fecal matter, a sample collected during the 1959 Tom Slick F. Kirk Johnson snowman expedition, featured in several television series. Footprint casts. Among the over 10,000 items on display, there are notable footprint casts, including one from a 2001 alleged thylacine encounter. Whether you believe in the items on display or not, a visit to this museum looks like an incredibly fun and thought-provoking way to spend an afternoon. I hope I have the chance to experience this fascinating collection firsthand one day. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad to see that the Cryptozoology Museum is being launched into the spotlight, if only for one article. It's good stuff all the way around. Find Bigfoot in Pennsylvania. It's as good a place to look as any. Do your part and join the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Camping Adventure September 6th through 7th, 2024. Here's your actual chance to go on an actual Bigfoot investigation. Happening on September 6th and 7th, the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Camping Adventure. Held in the most paranormal area in Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge. Ouch! My neck hurts from staring up at the sky from all that UFO tourism I've been doing lately. Perhaps it's time for a break from looking up and time to begin looking around, maybe for Bigfoot, or if you prefer, Sasquatch. I can think of no better place to begin my search for everybody's favorite cryptid than the upcoming Pennsylvania Bigfoot Camping Adventure, BCA. This event is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society, PBS, is an outreach program to help the public better understand the Bigfoot phenomenon. Wanting to learn more about the BCA, I contacted Eric Altman, director of the PBS. Eric is a field investigator and researcher with over 23 years' experience researching Bigfoot and other paranormal phenomena. He took a quick break from his field research to speak to the readers of The Observer. So it's a interview with Eric Altman. That's pretty great. It seems like a pretty cool event. I would love to see something positive come from it, obviously. It seems pretty positive, to be quite honest. The whole thing does. Glad to see this event is coming up, and I hope it's a lot of fun for everybody who's attending it. Okay, there's a new video that's out. It's a presentation by Thomas Steenberg. Truth About the Bluff Creek Massacre, featuring Thomas Steenberg, 2024 Nicola Valley Sasquatch Convention. I'm going to include the link to this below so you guys can check it out for yourself. Now, I recommend using headphones or earbuds. It's a little bit difficult to hear, but if you listen closely, you'll be able to hear Thomas pretty well if you use headphones or earbuds. I highly recommend watching this particular presentation because he lays it all out that the massacre is a bunch of nonsense. And I agree with Thomas, it is a bunch of nonsense. But he lays it out pretty well. He lays out the case. So I highly recommend checking it out. Something else I highly recommend checking out is the Coalition for Critical Thinking in Bigfoot Research. Now, there may be a perception, oh, it's only Stephen Streufert's group. No, it's everybody's group. Everybody who joins the group has something to contribute, if you ask me. I think so, anyway. And yes, it's a very skeptical group, but at least they're honest about it. I have no issue with their type of skepticism because sometimes it makes me think about stuff. Sometimes I kind of read some of their posts and say, because I say, I never considered that. I never thought about that. But it's cool stuff, and I highly recommend the group for sure. They don't suffer fools gladly, I tell you that much. And I'm glad about that. I'm happy about that. They don't suffer fools gladly, which is good. And they may seem like meanie heads, quote unquote, but they don't want to see a bunch of crap in Bigfoot research. I don't blame them either. I don't want to either. So yeah, I highly recommend checking them out as well. Finally, a lot of you may wonder, well, where does Henry get all his stories or get most of his content? Well, I get most of it from anomalous.com. They have a lot of really good stuff on there, including cryptozoology stories, as well as UFOs and ghosts and other things of that nature. And there may be some cases where they don't quite look at stuff objectively, although I think they're more objective than most, to be quite honest. But it's where I get a lot of my information from for this show. So again, I'm going to say it, I highly recommend checking them out. And the link will be below. And that's going to do it for this week. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. I always say that, but I always mean it. And I will continue to do this as long as you guys want me to. And I highly thank all of my subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, if you're coming across this video for the first time and you want to subscribe, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get the latest notifications from this channel. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised by the stuff I discuss. And by the way, also, check out the latest HBM's UFO Corner about the Rendlesham UFO incidents of 1980. Very interesting case, I have to say. So, until next week, y'all be good or be good at this May-HBM's Crypto Corner.